the gradient fills tutorial in Scilab. For this example, I've already gone ahead and prepared a file with some text and some shapes, and I'm going to show you how to apply gradient fills to each. So we'll start off with our text, and with that selected, we'll want to go down to our stroke and fill tools and select gradient fills. And the first fill that we're going to be working with is our linear fill, so we'll left click on that. And let's use some different colors here. So for red, let's substitute it with a light blue. And for black, let's substitute it with a dark blue. And you'll notice you can at the angle, the colors and all that. So I'm just going to leave it at 0. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to move on to my square shape now. So with that selected, I'm going to choose my radial fill. And for this one, I'm going to substitute my light blue with yellow and my dark blue with red. And I'm going to angle this a little bit, and I'm going to increase the effect. And that looks pretty good as it is. So now we can move on to our oval shape. So with that selected, we're going to choose conical fill. And I'll just zoom out a little bit here and adjust that a bit. Okay, so with that done now, I'm going to substitute my red with black. And I'll just slide this over a bit. That looks pretty good as it is. And I'm going to apply some sawtooth repeats. So we'll select sawtooth, and let's make 25. And that looks pretty good as it is. And I'm also going to save this fill to my palette, so that I can apply it to any shape by left clicking on it whenever I want. So I'll hit save fill. Now I'm going to move on to my circle shape, so I'll select that, and we're going to be using our triangle fill. And I'll just kind of position that a little bit better. And I'm going to turn off my repeats, and that looks pretty good as it is. So now we can move on to our donut shape. So with that selected, we're going to choose the square fill. And let's increase that a little bit. And let's substitute the black with the green. And let's add some wave repeats, let's say 15. And we'll drag that up a little bit more. That looks pretty cool. So now I'm going to select my trapezoid, and I will select my linear fill again. Just adjust that somewhat. And I'm going to turn off my repeats, and I'm going to select spectrum down, which gives us this effect here, which is pretty neat. So that looks pretty good. And now, last but not least, the star shape. And this particular one, I'm going to close out my gradient fills. And with my star shape selected, I'll scroll over to the right of my palette. And this is where I've saved my gradient fill from before, the one that I applied to my oval. And I'm just going to left click and apply it to my star shape. And if I wanted to adjust the color or anything like that, I could just go back to my stroke and fill tools, select gradient fill, and let's say I wanted to switch the yellow with a red. So just drag and drop the red in there, and you can adjust it that way. So I'll deselect everything and zoom back out, and that's gradient fills in Scilab.